Hi everyone, here's another tool to add to your inventory. My name is Akshita and I am an international med student studying the Bachelor of Medical Studies and Doctor of Medicine at UNSW Sydney. When I started studying med school here for the first time, I did not realize that I'm going to actually need a lot of things. So let's go through the quick list of what you need and especially don't need when you are starting your med school. First things first, stethoscope. This is one of your first most prized possessions in med school because this is one of the first things that's going to make you feel like a student doctor. In UNSW, at least before COVID, the ideal scenario is in first year, you start attending hospital placements once in 15 days. Then in third year, you end up attending 3 days a week throughout the year. And then in fifth and sixth year, you attend hospital all 5 days of the week. So pretty much, I needed my stethoscope right in the first week of first year. In terms of the present COVID times, you also have to think about hygiene. Do you really want to be using a stethoscope that's been in a shared place for God knows how long? And in the hospital, which is a very high-risk zone, you definitely want to have strict personal use of those things. It is a Littmann Classic 3 and it's got a 6-year warranty on it, which works out perfect because I will be using it really well all the way up to my graduation because my degree was 6 years long, and I will be using it for several years to go on after that. And that costed me ballpark $133. Always make sure to pick the right color. I didn't want to go mainstream black, so I chose red. The next thing that should be on your list of things to buy the moment you step into uni, lab coat. It's interesting though, it really doesn't matter which university lab coat it actually is, and that's why it's on this list. You don't have to have a UNSW lab coat to enter a UNSW lab. You could literally just have any lab coat in the world. I used to have my old University of Sydney's lab coat and I used to wear that at UNSW. Every single friend and tutor has playfully called me a traitor because they're just like, oh, you're wearing the enemy uni's lab coat in our uni. But nobody had a regulation issue with it. I wore it a full 2 years of being in UNSW labs. So you can definitely pick to your advantage and pick stuff up before you even enter uni. On a continuing note of safety and protection, you need safety goggles. This was something introduced only last year in my anatomy labs to prevent stuff splashing into your eyes, but interestingly, it has also become a compulsory health regulation from now on in all Australian hospitals, at least in New South Wales. What they realized was that your eyes are a huge, significant place of COVID-19 infection. So when you touch an infected space and then you rub your eye or you remove something or something gets stuck in your eye and you touch it, that spot point of contact is actually a very significant route of transmission. Safety glasses with the specific side bars to protect the sides of your eyes as well, that has to be there on the safety glasses when you're wearing it in hospital. You have to wear this regardless of whether you wear your spectacles. So even with my large glasses, I need to wear it on top. So make sure to get this. Next, you need a portable screen. Let me explain. Gone are the days where, you know, a doctor asks you a question in the hospital and you say, I don't know, I will look it up and I will let you know tomorrow. It's 2021. You have Wi-Fi at every spot you find oxygen. You say, I will look that up right now, open up your phone, look for the answer and have a summary ready by the time the doctor finishes that consult or that particular patient in the ward round, and then they turn to you and you have the answer ready, you tell it to them, they discuss, you move on. Best way all of my classmates often do is have a phone, have a notebook. Always make sure that it is open. I have a large screen phone with a pen to write stuff on, so it's accessible for me. But interestingly, a lot of my friends have actually considered getting iPads or tabs because you can look up stuff and then write stuff down into the same device, and they keep that specifically for their notes. Now, we just finished talking about how hospital learning is on the spot. When a doctor asks you a question like that, you can't just use the first result you get in Google, which is probably like Mayo Clinic or something, and say that's the answer to the question, because you'll learn very quickly that those kind of sites are often inaccurate, especially for the niche things that you look up for in the hospital. So you need a good resource, or you need to be able to find the right resources in that very short amount of time. When I was in the simple Googling phase, I used to Google up something and then not touch the first few links, but look for a journal published article. It worked, but it wasn't always available, and so I was often questioning the accuracy of the information I'm finding. What you can do is have an information database subscription. What do I mean by that? This is any online resource where you have information condensed into articles that you can just key in a word, look it up, and you get evidence-based summaries of this stuff. You have Online MedEd that puts out a lot of these notes and summary flowcharts that you can look up very quickly. Amboss is the most frequently used thing I've noticed in the hospitals, and it's much more useful for Australia as well, because it has a lot of the Australian guidelines. And then you have some USMLE preparation websites as well, have those databases where you can just look up a word and find a lot of summaries and teaching material on it that you can look up quickly. And I want to put a disclaimer here: this is absolutely not needed as a compulsion in med school. It's just something that makes your life easier, makes your life, more evidence-based, I guess. But yeah, that's something for you to consider if you want to make your hospital life easier. Alright, we've finished talking about all the things that you need to buy. Now let's talk about the things that I really don't think you need to buy and that you can work around it quite easily. Let's get into it. Alright, the first thing that you don't need to buy in med school: textbooks. Yes, they cost heavenly. You don't need to buy them. And here are my reasons why. Most of the recommended textbooks that the uni will ask you to read during your course, they are available on the university's online libraries. So there are ebook versions available for you to access on any electronic device free of cost. You can do it with your university library cards. So there is no need to spend, technically. If you are going to annotate lectures and make notes on those things and use different sources to put together flashcards, you're doing it on an electronic device. So having a printed book and making electronic notes don't add up. You would rather use ebooks instead, because then you can straight away copy paste things or put together pictures and make it more comprehensible. If you are the kind of person that likes taking hardcore notes and you don't like using electronic devices, okay, sure, you want to buy the books, do it. But make sure that in the first few weeks of you entering med, pay very close attention to the Facebook pages of your med school. And a lot of seniors who are graduating the same year you are getting into med school put their books on sale at seriously low prices. And so you can grab those books, because those books don't change, and you can get them at a much lower price and still have the offline book experience. If you do end up buying first-hand books brand new for your first year in uni, make sure you maintain them well and you don't do too many overlays on it, so that you can, when you graduate or whenever you stop needing them, you can actually sell it off on Facebook and recover some of that money you would have spent on it. Scrubs. You don't need them. It's interesting, right? Every YouTuber I see in the UK, in the US, all of those areas, they all wear scrubs. They wear white coats to the hospital. It's not like that in Australia. In Australia, every medical staff except medical students and doctors wear scrubs. So nurses, physiotherapists, all of those transportation staff, all of them wear scrubs. Doctors, on the other hand, are recommended just to wear formal clothes to the hospital every day. The reason behind this, the reasoning behind the evidence-based guideline that Australia follows, is that when a doctor wears a white coat, they're usually wearing only 1 or 2 white coats that they own. It is an extreme source of infection when they use the same white coat talk to a few patients and then go and see another patient and then go and see another ward and then go into their home and then come back in again. So using that same coat or the scrubs are a great source of transmission of infection throughout the hospital, because doctors move around the hospital a lot. So it is, in terms of infection control, better for us to go home, change into new clothes every day and come back and, wash your formal clothes regularly, because that reduces the chances of you carrying infection from one patient to another. You can buy like a pair when you're going to a party and like the dress code is scrubs, or like you're going on a scrub crawl. Sure, you can get that, but that's for fun. So you don't need hardcore scrubs or a white coat to be in the hospital. Alright, that's it. So these are the few but super important things that I think you should remember when you are considering what supplies you need for med school. If you found this video useful, please give it a like, share it around to any other international med student who is planning to land here in Australia. If you want to see more of these kind of information come out to you about how life is like as a med student in Australia, subscribe to this channel, make this inventory your own. But until next Friday,